ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सूत्र नंबर 26. First I chant, then you 3 times. Phalarupatvat, phalarupatvat, phalarupatvat. This sutra has only one word. This is the language of aphorism. Phalarupatvat. The meaning is, because of its being of the nature of the result or fruit of all these. Phalarupatvat, very single word. So we have to go its previous verse, previous aphorism. Narada ji said, Shatu karma jnana yogebhya adhikatara. Then comes phalarupatvat. In previous aphorism, Narada ji made a promise. He said, the devotion, the bhakti is the greater than karma, yoga, and path of knowledge. He made just a promise, but without any proper logic, your promise is not valid. So, the reasons should have been given. The logics should have been given by the Narada ji. The devotion is the greater than karma, yoga, and knowledge. Because of this and that. This sutra is connected to the previous sutra. So now you can chant that this way. Satu karma jnana yogebhya api adhikatara phalarupatvat. You can make combination of 2 sutras. Then you can understand proper meaning. Now the meaning is, sa, devotion, is the greater than karma, yoga, and knowledge, because it is phalarupatva. Now the thought is complete. Phalarupatva. So what is the meaning? Phal means the fruit, the result, consequence. When it has been said that the devotion is the greater than karma, than yoga and knowledge, we start immediately a comparison. We think the bhakti is the greater, and yoga, karma, knowledge is just a common thing, nothing special. Our mind is started playing a trick. So let's understand what the meaning of the greater is devotion than karma, yoga, and knowledge. Narada is saying here, phalarupatva. See, first thing is, every spiritual seeker is a devotee. Here, Narada does not say that the devotion is the greater, superior. Its simply meaning is devotion is everywhere. You can find devotion in the knowledge. You can find devotion in the karma. You can find devotion in the yoga. Devotion is everywhere. When we desire consciousness, when our desires are connected to the consciousness, it becomes devotion. When our desires are connected with the object, this is a bodily knowledge, it is attachment. So when any way, anywhere, any sadhak, spiritual seeker, tries to find out what spirit is. What is the spirit? Now he has no interest in objects. Now he has interest in subject. So every seeker of the spirituality has devotion. It's dedicated to the Supreme. If you are a yoga doer, if you are practicing yoga, there also devotion is. Patanjali says, Ishwar pranidhana dua. You can achieve samadhi through the devotion of the God. If you are ritualistic, you are doing good actions, good activity, they may be worldly, like you are helping other people, or you are doing sacrifications. In deep down, you have faith in God. Without faith of the God, you may have name difference. Someone can say God, someone can say spirit, or any other name. It makes no difference. But every seeker is devotee. So realm of the devotion is bigger than the knowledge. The realm of the devotion is the bigger than the yoga. Every devotee, it is not necessary to be a yogi, but every yogi is a devotee. Every person who is practicing the path of knowledge is a great devotee. Including Shankaracharya ji. He was great devotee. He was the Acharya of the non-dualism, but he was devotee. So devotee, everyone is devotee, surrender to the God. According to geographical condition, according to weather condition, because of food, culture, we have imaginations about God. It may be different, but God is not different. God is one. Our norms, our notions are maybe different. If I am in India, I have another type thought about the spirit. Someone maybe another country who may have another kind the thought about the God. The same person may be in another planet. Because of their condition, he may have another type concept of the God. So there are differences in the thought level. But God is one. My thoughts are different. My thoughts are different. Your thoughts are different because my conditions are different. Your conditions are different, but God is not different. So every seeker, the path of knowledge, the path of yoga, the path of karma, and other paths, chanting, singing, pilgrimage, whatever you are doing, all will lead you towards God. So realm of the devotion is bigger than the realm of the knowledge, the realm of the yoga. So greater does not mean the yoga is a common thing, not special. Knowledge is not special. Only bhakti is special. So don't make such notion in your mind. Here Narada is saying that the field of the devotion is bigger than the field of yoga, knowledge, karma, sankhya, and other philosophies. So devotion is the bigger field. Devotion has bigger field, bigger space than knowledge, yoga, and other system of the spirituality. And another meaning, phalarupatvat, is when we start yoga, it begins from the yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, and it will go to samadhi. Samadhi is the last. If you start through knowledge, you have to start from sadhana chatushta. Then slowly, one step, then another step, then I take another step. Slowly, gradually, we reach the last step, that is nididhyasa. That is, I am the self, I am the God, I am the Brahman. There are steps. So every path has its own system. Yoga, yam, niyam, you first do this, then that, then that. And finally you will reach in asampragya samadhi. In karma also, in very beginning, start very small sacrifications. Then slowly, gradually, you will be master. You can do work more efficiently. But in bhakti, in devotion, it is start from the devotion and it will go to devotion. There is no other steps. Phalarupatvat, the devotion is the mean and goal both. Like yam is the mean, niyam, pranayam, asan, these all are the means. The goal is asampragya samadhi. Like sadhan chatushtaya, sadhan means. They are just means. Your purpose was self-realization. Realization of the self. It was your purpose. So there, the means are different and goal are different. In some bhakti, in devotion, means and goals are one. Devotion, it is in beginning, and in the end, it is a devotion. That is why Narada is saying, Phalarupatvat, the devotion is the more specious. I would like to say again and again, I want to make it clear. Don't make any wrong notion in your mind that bhakti is the great, knowledge of the path is knowledge and yoga is not just common. No. Narada is saying here, bhakti is more spacious, more, it has realm. But it does not mean that bhakti is superior and knowledge or yoga is not. He is saying bhakti is everywhere because it is a phalarupatvat. Now next one. Ishwarasyapi abhimana dveshitvat dainya priyatvacha. Ishwarasyapi abhimani dveshatvat dainya priyatvacha. Ishwarasyapi abhimana dveshatvat dainya priyatvacha. Very beautiful sutra. See the meaning. In this sutra, the words are Ishwarasya api abhiman dveshitvat dainya priyatvat cha. See the meaning. Gods api also abhiman dveshitvat, dislike egoism, then priyatvat, love of meekness, cha means end. The meaning is because God hates egoism and loves humility. Very important aphorism. Very, very important statements has been given by Narada. These are two more logics. In previous aphorism, sutra, we have studied Phalarupatvat. Because of Phalarupatvat, here Ishwarasyapi Abhiman, Deshatvat, then Priyatvacha. Naradi giving proof the bhakti is greater than karma, yoga, and knowledge. Now he is giving two more reasons. One is Ishwarasya api abhimana dveshatvat, because God does not like egoism and he loves humility. Very beautiful statement. The God does not like ego. What ego does? Ego just creates boundaries around us. Ego creates boundaries, limits. I remember a story, very beautiful, and I would like to share with you. Once it happened, a very rich man, he had very beautiful house like a palace, more beautiful than any other palace. It was made pure white marble, very beautiful. It was proud of that rich man. Every time, everywhere, wherever he goes, he always talks about his palace. I have this palace. I have this palace. And inside, he was a devotee also of the God. Once he visited to a saint, and he said to the saint, the rich man said, I know I am egoistic, but I want to get rid of from that ego. You can help me. I tried many times, but I failed. Because I have a big palace, a big house. Many people used to come to see my palace. It is so beautiful. I know that this is my ego, but being a devotee, it is not good to me to have a pride of my palace. So please help me. The saint took a map of the city and he put in front of the rich man, and saint said, this is the map of the city. Where is your palace? Can you find it? I couldn't find it, saint says. Please, you find your palace in this map of the city. The rich man said, it is not possible. In the map of the city, my palace is not have any place. My palace has no any point. Okay. Then he took a bigger map. He said, this is map of the state. See, somewhere can you find your palace? He says, no. If my palace is not has any point in map of the city, how came it has a point in a map of the state? The saint said, when I took the map of the city, city was big and your palace was not there. In a map of the state, there is no your palace, and even the city is also do not have a big spot, just very small spot, very small point is being given to the city. Now think, where is your palace? In the state, compared to the state. Then he took another map. He took the map of the country. And he said, now can you find your palace? He says, no. Can you find your city? He said, no, even I could not find my city also in the map of the world, country. Okay. Then he took another bigger map, the map of the world. Now see, now try to find out where is your palace. No, I couldn't. Then saint said, this is the limit of the science. We do not have maps more than that. There would be in future. We will make the map of the moon, sun. If we would have the map of our solar system. Just now imagine, we have map of the our solar system. In this map, could you find your palace? No, nothing. And there are more facts also. They are yet to discovered. There are so many solar systems, so many galaxies. They are facts. Science is not aware about them. In future, science can make a map of them, but yet they has to discover. Cosmos is very big, limitless. In this limitless cosmos, where is your palace? Which is your pride? Just think, close your eyes. In this limitless sky, in this limitless cosmos, where is your palace? You could not find. So what the pride? What ego? Where you are nothing. See the prosperity of the God. Compare with you. You are nothing. Your ego is false. God has suns, moons, earths, solar systems, galaxies. Where you are. So what is ego? What is the pride? You are nowhere. Your false ego is making limited you. And that is why, because your ego makes you unaware about the gods. Your false ego makes boundaries. It limited you. That is why God hates it. Ishwarasya abhimana dveshitvat. Abhimana means the pride. God always hates pride because your pride will make you miserable, will make you limited. And because of this ego, distance between you and God gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You could not see the God. There are so many people who do not believe in the God. It does not mean that they are wrong. The people who do not believe in the God because they cannot see the God because of the ego. The distance between you and God is bigger. Upanishads are saying continuously that Dure, God is very far away. If something is very far away from you, it looks very small. Like an aeroplane is flying in the sky. It looks very, very small. And you know, this aeroplane is very big. Although you are aware about that truth. Aeroplane is very big. But because of distance between you and the plane, this aircraft looks very small. It looks like you can catch it in your fist. Very small. And sometimes it disappears also. It disappears. Aeroplane is there. Aircraft is there. But because of distance, we cannot see. Here is also same thing. Those who don't have any experience about the God, the distance is very big between them and God. So sometimes God may appear, but not big, very little. They think we can challenge God. They think there is no difference between me and God. My capacity and capacity of the God is same. We can do this, we can do that because of distance. God is very far away. Tat dure. If you look any mountain, very far away, mountain looks very small. So if you have any experience about God from very, very far away, then God may appear very small, like your status. What is the difference, me and God? Both are the same. And sometimes the distance is the more, then God disappears. The people becomes atheistic. Atheist. I do not believe God. Yes, they are right. They do not have any experience of the God. Because of this egoism. So all problems are created by this egoism. That is why God hates it. Ishwar abhimana dveshatvat. Narada is saying here, the God always dislike pride. If you are devotee, then God takes care about you. Anytime the ego sprout, Immediately God cuts it. If you are devotee of the God. That is why your surrender makes much difference. Surrender yourself to the God. Because of some conditions, there may be pride, ego, it may take roots, sprout, but God is very careful. Immediately it cuts and makes you pure. So Narada is saying here, Ishwarasya api abhimana dveshitvat. So ego is good for you. Another part of this sutra is Dainya Priyatvat. And what God loves? He loves Dainya. Dainya. Dainya means what? Humility. Helpless. What is helpless? It does not mean if you don't have anything, then God loves you. If you are beggar, you are homeless, you do not have clothes, food, power, energy, then God loves you. No. It does not mean. Such people are being loved by the people who does charity. If there are people who are hungry, we give them food, clothes, medicine. Here, Dainya Priyatvat means what? You are helpless, destitute. It is like this. You may be a king, you may be a rich person, you have lots of objects, more than enough, but you don't have pride. What is the cause of pride? You may have a good palace, a good beautiful body, very big strength, a very big family, very big post, but anything cannot be trusted. You may have very beautiful body, but anytime, any disease can come and can destroy all beauties. Anytime death can come, it destroys everything. What is? Nothing. You have lots of property. Anytime it is wealth comes and goes. It does not follow your orders. The property just follow order of the God. So anytime, anything can come and go. Even your body, your strength, your power. What kind of power do you have? Have you thought? Anything, anytime? You cannot control your heartbeats. You cannot control your blood pressure. You cannot control your nerve system, your digestion system. You don't have any control. We just have ego. I can do this, I can that too. So, Dainya Priyatvat, Narada is saying, the God loves if you are burdenless, not objectless. You have objects. These objects are given by the God. The real honor is God. Earth is created by God. Water is created by God. The grains are created by the God. God is the real owner. Then priyatvat. So whatever is given to me, it's okay. The real owner is God. So then priyatvat, destitute, means I do not have anything. Everything is belong to the God. Narada says, he's saying here, then priyatvat, God loves such person. This is the reality. This is the truth. That is why the bhakti, the greater than other means. Here three logics are being given by the Narad. Phalarupatvat, Ishwarasyapi abhimana dveshitvat, and then priyatvat. Three logics have been given by Narad to prove that the devotion is the greater than other paths. Now next sutra. Tasya jnanam eva sadhanam iti eke. Tasya jnanam eva sadhanam iti eke. Tasya jnanam eva sadhanam iti eke. In this sutra, the words are tasya jnanam eva sadhanam iti eke. So let's see the meanings. Tasya means of that supreme love. Jnanam means knowledge. Eva means alone. Sadhana means. Iti thus. Eke, some teachers think like this. Now see the meaning. In the view of some, knowledge alone is means of attain devotion. Very beautiful question. Hidden is inside in the sutra. Very beautiful question. It is answered. Question is hidden. The question is, what the means of devotion? How to get devotion? How to get? Devotion not commodity. You go market and buy it. It cannot be bought from the supermarket. It cannot be found in the mountains, in the ocean, in the sky, in the sun, moon, anywhere. The question is how to get devotion. We want to be devotee, but how? What are the means? Narada is saying, Tasya jnanam sadhanam itteke. So there are so many answers. There are so many philosophies, so many thoughts how to get devotion. What is it? In yoga, you can start from the yam, niyam, asana. There are so many schools, groups in all over the world. They are teaching about yoga. If you want to be yogi, you take admission. There are so many schools who are teaching about so many philosophies. You take admission. There are colleges, universities, individuals. You can learn. But The question is how to get devotion. Who will going to teach you about devotion? In university, love cannot be given. Knowledge you can convey. You can give any message. You cannot give the knowledge. You cannot give the love. Knowledge can be given. It can be transferred. Experiences matter different, but knowledge can be given. You can teach someone Gita, Ramayana, Upanishad. Knowledge can be given. Yoga can be taught. But devotion, how can create the love? Love for Supreme. What is the method? This is the question which is hidden in this verse, Sutra. Narada is saying here, the answer is knowledge. Knowledge sadhanam tasya jnanam eva sadhanam itteke. There is a group, a school of acharyas who have notion, who has understanding that if you want to be devotee of God, you must have knowledge of the God. Here, knowledge does not mean the supreme knowledge, means the knowledge of the non-dualism. Because we have studied the Vivek Chudamani Tattvod. So when the word comes knowledge, immediately we started thinking about the knowledge of non-dualism. No, knowledge means knowledge of the God. Narada is saying, Jnanam, Sadhanam, there are a group of rishis, acharyas, they accept that. If you want to be devotee, you have to gain the knowledge of the God. It is like this, you are going somewhere. You are traveling alone and you have a very auspicious things, very valuable things like diamond, golds, very, very valuable, and you are alone. And you want to go somewhere like bathroom, and there is a person, unknown person. You do not know about that person. He may be right person, he may be wrong person. You don't know anything. And that person will say you, trust me. You can trust me. You can leave your belongings here. The value of the luggage is very, very big. Diamonds are there. You say, no, I do not know you. Who are you? How can I leave my belongings in your custody? I do not know. So for love, for faith, you must have knowledge. Knowledge comes first. Then comes love. This is the method. First you know someone, then you start loving or hating, comes later. As deep you know, as much as you know other person, either you can hate, either you can love. Jnanameva tasya sadhanam. Narada is saying, if you want to be devotee of the God, try to listen about God. listen the story of the God. That is why Rishis made so many scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puran. There are so many different stories. The only purpose is of these stories, these Puranas, these scriptures, you know about the God. As much as you will know, because God is causeless, merciful. God is everywhere. God is all time. God is almighty. These causes are enough to be devotee of the God. Without condition, God is everywhere. Without condition, God is always almighty and full of mercy, ocean of mercy. If someone knows the nature of the God, he must be devotee of the God. So Narada is saying, Tasya jnanam eva sadhanam. So knowledge of the God will make you devotee of the God. It is a means of the God. Now next and last. Anyonya asrayatvam iti anne. Anyonya asrayatvam iti anne. Anyonya asrayatvam iti anne. See, Anyonya asrayatvam means Anyonya asrayatvam iti anne. Three words here. Anyonya asrayatvam, mutual dependence. Iti, it. Thus, anne says others. There are another group of rishis who says that the knowledge and the devotion are mutual independence, dependence. They complement, they give complement each other. They support each other. Anyonya asrayatvam iti anne. The other group of the rishis is saying, knowledge, if you have known about God, it becomes devotee. If you are devotee, then you can know. Otherwise, why? If I do not have any interest in a person, then why should I listen about that person? If I do not have any interest in a person, so what does that mean? To hear about this person is like this, it's not my matter. So, other group is saying, if you are devotee of the God, you will get knowledge of the God. If you get knowledge of the God, you will become more devotee. Then more knowledge, more devotion. More knowledge, more devotion. They support each other. So your devotion is bhakti. And knowledge does not mean the knowledge of the self. Knowledge of the God. Anyonya asrayatvam. So this is the way you hear about the God, the devotion will increase. You becomes more good devotee, then you have another chance to hear. So knowledge and devotion are supported each other. This is the method is given by another group. Om Puranamadaha Puranamidam Puranat Puranamudachyate Purnasya Puranamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत। ओम शांति शांति शांति।